Lou Critelli is a longtime public servant in Utica, and we spoke with him last week, I believe. And I can't remember things, Lou, anymore. My mind at 53 just isn't nearly as sharp as yours. So whenever we had you on, we have you on again. You're in the process of circulating petitions that would take Utica's term limits and move them back to where they were. Something that Mayor Palmieri pushed for and the council adopted. But this would put it back into the hands of the people, right?
Exactly right. Exactly right. We started circulating the petitions yesterday, and our first goal will be to collect about 1,000 signatures. That's about 10%. That's over 10% of the requirement, first requirement.
Why, Lou, does this mean... is this so important to you?
Well, it's basically in 1992, I circulated the petitions virtually by myself because I felt it was time for us to change what was happening in the council.
Yeah.
People, whether you go to the council, you go to the legislature, county legislature, or you go to state legislature, these people are in there forever, and it's hard to change them.
Right.
Hard to change them.
Yeah.
So I had to force the issue. Anyway, I knew the council was against it. I asked them before, pass the legislation to get it on the ballot. And if you don't, I'm going to the people and getting those signatures. And we're starting that again.
Now, Lou, I want to go back into the 90s. And when this was put up, this term limits, which was 8 years, was put up for a vote to the people, and the people of Utica voted. It was very tight. I mean, wasn't it like, I don't know, 51-49? It was like a sliver in between.
No. It's getting the vote. What the vote was?
I'm being sarcastic because I'm pretty sure the vote was like 80-20, wasn't it? I mean, it was overwhelming.
No, it was 67%.
67%. That's pretty big.
Vote for the thing. That's why when we did it so significantly, and they did it so simply with 9 councilmen voting on the issue, that irritated me.
Yeah. So now the way this process would work, you get these signatures, you present the petitions, and by city charter, that would mandate this to be put to a vote.
The general municipal law tells us what the method should be, and that is you go out, you get 10% of the vote, present it to the city clerk. She checks it against the registration list to make sure these people are all registered, and she presents it. The Corporation Council develops a local law and presents it to the council. Now, the council, like the council I first met, ignored the local law, so that forced a second round, which is 5% of the vote, none of which signed the first petition. When that's finished, it goes through that same cycle, and generally at that point, the council is not going to take any action. So the local law is presented to the state, the county board of Board of
Elections.
Board of Elections, yes. Mm-hmm. And then that's presented. That's put on the ballot.
It'll go on the ballot.
And people vote for it. So then we have another campaign to make sure that people, when they go to the polls, don't miss it. Don't miss it.
Right.
So we've got a campaign going for that.
Lou, I got to tell you, we thank you for your service, and you continue to fight for what you believe in here. And I asked you the other day, and I'd forgotten. You're 90. How old are you today?
92.
92 years old. It's funny, we get into the 50s and 60s, and we don't want to tell our age. But then you get back up into the 80s and 90s, it's like, I am proudly 92 years old.
Yeah,
and I am,
it's a badge of honor.
That's right.
Yes, it is. It is.
Good for you, and we appreciate you taking the time this morning.
And thank you for allowing me to go out.
So when thanks so much, Lou Critelli. When you see somebody, maybe they knock on your door and you sign that petition, understand what you're signing. At least it puts it into the hands of the people, not the council. You get to vote on this again because it was an overwhelming vote back in the 90s when this was done successfully. I thought like 80%, but 67% is a pretty big win.
Now, I know Jim Zecker was upset about this, but I think there are enough other people as well upset where he could say, listen, on a Friday night between 4 and 8, I'm going to be at the such-and-such community center if you want to come down and sign the petition because you think the city didn't do this the right way.
Right, yeah.
And I bet you a lot of people would show up.
I bet they would, yeah.